Good afternoon, folks. My name's Mick Mahoney. I'm the officer in charge at Beaudesert Ambulance. Just coming out to you guys today to share some messages in relation to community preparedness for any sort of disaster event that might occur. So our role is predominantly, obviously, to support not only the community, but our colleagues in police, fire, SES and the like in responding to any community incident or activities in those times of disaster. So in times of disaster, there's a number of things that all of us can do to be prepared, whether that's in relation to your own home, perhaps your neighbour's property or your family and friends. So for those folks in the community who would take, for example, regular medication or perhaps have a medical condition that requires routine treatment, we'd always encourage you to have at least a week's worth of medication. And for example, if you require routine treatments, to have a plan of how you might access that treatment, or perhaps even relocate to a friend or family member's residence, perhaps out of the local area or closer to where that treatment may need to take place. That'll certainly assist you in getting the treatment you require, but also keep us focused on dealing with emergencies in real time. One of the other aspects we often can be forgotten in the flurry of activity and people trying to tend to their own emergencies is we'd always encourage folks to check in on either their neighbours or family and friends just to make sure they're doing okay. Perhaps you've got an elderly neighbour or even a neighbour who lives alone. We'd encourage everyone to perhaps have their phone number always on hand, but certainly have a little plan with them that how they might check in perhaps once a day or see that they're travelling okay, because these events can be quite stressful for folks. And we know for a fact that, you know, these stresses on people's lives tend to, you know, just make everyday tasks that little bit harder. So sometimes all you need is someone to come over and say good day, or perhaps have a cup of tea, or just to catch up over the fence. But anything we can do to support each other is always a really positive aspect of how we get through these things as a community. So in closing, everything we do to support our community, and obviously our community supports us very well too during these events. You know, we're always approached for people wanting to support us and perhaps, you know, bring food, all sorts of things. But rest assured, we are well provisioned to do what we need to do. We work very closely with council and, as I said before, all of the other agencies. For those folks who may be new to the community or unaware, council has a disaster management dashboard, which is almost up to the minute with live information at times, particularly in relation to a disaster as it's evolving. We certainly get a lot of our intelligence through that portal, and I think it's a great place for residents to be able to log on to. Even if you're just unsure about what's available, I'd encourage anyone to log on there, perhaps not leave it until the point of an emergency, you know, try and get on there prior to the disaster, have a look around, understand where you can find the pieces of information you might be seeking, and it's a great resource. And I think that I commend the council on the work they've done in preparing that and making it available for our community. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank the community for their support. They've always got our back, and we're always there to support the community, and that's really important to us, not only myself but all of the paramedics who work from Beaudesert Station and the surrounding areas. And I'm confident that if everyone tunes into this little series that all of us are participating in, links with the council website, moving forward, we will continue to have really great outcomes for our community, not only during times of disaster, but every day of the year. And I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas in advance. Thank you.